So we were talking earlier about all the ejections, and you had a really interesting take.
Yeah, my thing on it is you need a storyline now. You know what I'm saying? Because here it is, like they're ejecting some of the nicest dudes or their quote unquote, NBA darlings who they promoting this and that. Now they're getting ejected to give them this bad boy image, almost sort of like wrestling. You know what I'm saying? When you have, let's say when Shawn Michaels, when he was the good guy, everybody loved him. Then he might have boom whacked somebody over the head with a guitar or a chair or something,
now.
and then now all of a sudden he the bad guy and everybody booing him and he running out the arena. Well, I think that's how they trying to make it. They got to have some type of other storyline because of I think the lack of entertainment with it. It's all looking like I don't know if y'all remember Nintendo 64. Y'all remember the game Number Rebel?
Yeah.
And what happened? Every time they come across half court, it's like do. And everybody always used to run up to that top corner or down to that to the bottom wing and shoot the three.
Sure, yeah.
That was it. Same thing when we played NBA Jam. It was either you going to shoot the three or you going to shoot the dunk. That was it. And that's how it is now. It's like that's it. They coming across half court, 1-2 dribbles or maybe one pass, and you chucking up a 40-footer. And then you got 50 of these shots happening out of the 100 and something possessions. We need something else. Come on, we need something else. We need to get people attracted. So,
but that's what the analytics say. You got to shoot the three. It's more than two.
But
so they say.
Yeah, true. But the analytics is what got the game how it is now, where they got gimmicks, where they doing shit. How you not gonna call a travel call? How you gonna try to say that after I pick my dribble up, I take a side step 3 or 4 steps, it's not a travel? How if I'm hitting a Euro step where my first step I'm stepping through, but that second step I'm sliding and dragging my back foot? No, that's all travel. But they don't call it, they let it go. What is it doing? It's putting the skill set down because now you got guys working on the wrong shit. Now you got guys who want to work on this pump fake. I'm going to take a dribble right and 4 steps left and I'm going to shoot the three. Like, nah, come on. Call that. When I was playing, if I fucked up, made a mistake, if I felt as though I didn't travel, I asked the referee, yo, what I do? Hey, I might get a little demonstration. Hey, when you jab, you pick the other foot up before the ball hit the floor or something like that. I would get an explanation. And that's, to me, what they need to get back to. But now, as you just said, they want to be part of the show. I got fans too. I bet you Scott Foster saying that to TP3. I got fans too.
They get like the FaceTime. When they get to announce the call, they were like, Scott Foster with the call, and they get to look right in the camera, like lick their eyebrows and shit, and they make the call.
And hit the button on the replay. Yes, it was so-and-so, this and that, da-da-da-da.
I should have grasped what you grasped, that there might be, from the top down, the NBA communicating to referees to eject more people quicker or more quickly in order to create storylines and increase
talking point. Like Jokic.
The Jokic stuff is
in
bizarre.
Chicago.
And I had just chalked it up to insecure refs, which these refs are hugely insecure.
A lot of them, because they have bad mentors.
The referees, well, as we know from Whistleblower, becoming an NBA referee, there's no meritocracy involved whatsoever, right? Like it's not merit-based whatsoever.
Right.
So these referees get these jobs through means that are never
networking.
It's who you know.
So you know.
It's if you're from Philly.
Oh, especially
for the most part.
That's like
still,
man.
Is it still like that?
It's a lot of NBA referees from Philly. A lot. Like we might be the most since what?
Well, during that era, there was referee camps in Philly.
Yeah.
So they were literally breeding referees. There was
so
a
nasty.
system in place.
That's so nasty. To me.
Yes. Well, if you look at the referees, Javi, Donahue,
McCutcheon.
I talked to Ray Sean Michelle.
Ray.
So what he told me was really interesting is like with the black referees and the black players, it's like an uncle it's like a friendship and a mutual respect. The white referees, there was racism at play. There was, these are my 48 minutes to own you, and I'm going to exercise my authority accordingly.
Yep.
What was your relationship? Were there any, like when you look back, white referees versus black referees? Were there any black referees that you loathed as much as the Steve Javies of the league, or was it almost always the white referees that gave you the most problems?
No, I ain't fuck with Danny Crawford. You know, he's a sucker. That was about it. That was I would say for the most part, as far as when it came to the brothers, it was him. Me and Tony brothers, we had our spits and spats, but overall, as I became older and more mature, and then I learned to build a relationship with him and a couple of other refs. But yeah, I would definitely say Danny Crawford, punk ass.
You think he was on the take, or he was just like incompetent?
Was he what?
Like on the take?
Well, can you explain on the take?
No.
Do you do you mean where
Underdog lawyers?
But yeah, I think so. I think for sure he was one of the league boys.
What's on your mind?
It's a lot, man. It's a lot.
Let's talk about it.
Just this whole game. What you think about the way that this game is played today, man?
Which game? You got to be more
The
specific.
NBA.
I feel like from top to bottom on a roster, I think this is the most talented by far the league has ever been.
Really? You think so?
Or skill-wise, I would say.
Really?
I really do.
Y'all hear this?
I really do.
I need to hear this one.
But I'll say this. They all play one style of ball.
Yeah. One
so it's like
one facet.
When you get into that, if you can't adjust into that, it's like good luck.
So you think the players that are like thriving and all-stars today are multifaceted? They can be that scorer and that defender, be that rebounder.
You have to, yeah. I just feel like on a roster now, you see like the 7-foot guys, they shooting threes from around the arc, swishing them before. They don't even take them in the game. That's not even that's what I mean, like the skill level. They can all go up and down the court. They all got a bag, so to say, but it's not a very deep or good bag.
Is it because they out there because they don't want to be down low on them chop blocks?
The game is skewed away from that.
Well, depending on the coach, though.
I think depending on the talent. If you have a Joel Embiid,
okay. So let me ask you this: who you taking for the Roy between him and Chet? Wamba and Chet.
As of right, it's probably got to be Chet. I think he contributed to winning basketball. Like they're both playing well. They'll probably be 1 and 2, but OKC's winning games. The Spurs. It's not Wembanyama's fault, of course, but they're not winning games right now. He's still balling. He still like the 20-20. He averaging like 2 blocks, a steal and a half, 20 and 10. But now I know Chet's your guy. Chet balling. He balling. I'm guessing you'd still have him for rookie of the year?
Man, I still got him. Bar injury.
Yeah, I mean that's the case with everybody for sure. John Morant's about to come back. Now, what you about to
do? My boys is balling too.
Who? Yeah, let's talk about it.
Hey, Embiid is balling. He balling!
I seen the stat today. This year already, he's had, I think it's 8 games where he scored 30 points. They've won, and he has not had to play the fourth quarter. The last time that happened was Steph Curry, the 73 wins. He had 8 all year. Joel Embiid has 8, like right now, already.
I gotta say, it's something with Nick Nurse. Like they believing in that process.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what are you seeing? Because they subtract. That's something we talked about last time.
Well, Nick Nurse gonna hang his hat on defense, because that's for the most part what you gotta have. You see Embiid is down on that block more. Not saying that he's still not shooting threes or trying to do the 1 or 2 dribble KD pull-ups, but
they going in though.
I mean he's shooting a high clip right now. But like you said, I think it's really helping us with him not playing in that fourth quarter, or because he already did his work when the first 3.
Right.
I'm gonna get that rest.
Because they winning by like 20, 30, 40. Like
That's
no need to.
Yeah, they balling right now, yo. They balling right now.
You think he can go back to back MVP?
Right now, the way he playing, bar injury, shit, you got to give it to him. His numbers is bar none better than anybody else's right now. As far as when you're talking other bigs, well, you only can compare him to Jokic, in my opinion. They the 2 best centers right there. So
yeah,
right now I would have to say and then I know it's still early,
right?
This and that, but yeah, I would have to say right now in that race for Embiid.
Well, it's like it is still early, but I feel like we went from like 10, 15 games. We had 25. We about a third of the season's done already. We look up, it's going to be All-Star break. We look up, it's going to be play-in and playoff time. So how much time you don't like the play-in? Why?
Because your ass should have played harder the first 82 games.
What if we did? It was just hard.
It's hard. That's it. Look, this is not no fucking participation league. Everybody
yes,
ain't
it is.
Trophy.
Yes, they do.
Well, now they do,
right.
Yeah, because it's like the glorified AAU with shit, but no.
So you just think whatever the AC,
hey,
you don't think like it keeps more teams in it, less teams are tanking. Because now 10 teams have a chance to get in that play-in tournament. We saw the Heat last year.
It's only
from the
6
play-in.
teams try to win it. Like every year, you got certain franchises that try to win it every year.
Like who?
I mean, of course, you got to go with more of your historical franchises. Boston, LA,
Lakers,
San Antonio, before they started having their woes, for the most part, think about them. They would win it. And it's crazy with them, they would win it every odd year.
Yeah, they never went back to back. As good as that team was, never went
odd year.
Never went back to back.
And but yeah, it was just with them. Who else won it like that? I'm
trying to think. This generally been in the Warriors as of late.
Yeah, Warriors
got to be in that mix.
Fact, you put them in there.
They're not quite there, but like the Clippers used to be like a joke. You don't consider the Clippers in there?
Nah,
just from just the perception of what they used to be.
Injuries though.
Yeah, like knock on wood. So far, so good. Because last time we talked about it, they was kind of stinking it up. And I feel like as soon as we post that video, I don't think they've lost since.
Hey, well, maybe they watched this.
Maybe so.
Talking about y'all?
But you wouldn't put them in. I'm just saying, like, they was perceived as a joke for. I mean, the whole Donald Sterling era, really.
Yeah, I mean, new owner, they're headed in the right direction, but no, it's gonna take them some time. Yeah, because your 2 biggest guys, I don't think they played a full season together. Kawhi and PG.
And like not together, it feels like it's
Because when Kawhi was hurt, PG was leading the team. Then when PG got hurt, that's when Kawhi came back, and
You think it's something too, like the reason these guys load management is for the playoffs because of rings and ring culture.
Man, that load management is just some bullshit. I told you that before, man.
You don't like that shit at all.
No, I don't, man, because it's robbing the fans, bro. It's robbing the fans. Like, again, I'll use the example, you got, you kids, hey, you saved up to see, I saved up to come see so-and-so. And you read that day on the ticker, questionable for game or out due to load management.
The time is really crazy.
What the fuck? Now you can't sell the tickets. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but the way that we did it, as I told you, them starters would start in there. You would start for the first 3 minutes of the first quarter, 4 minutes of the first quarter. Now the fans got to see you. You came in there, hit some moves, hit your shots, got a couple dunks, threes. They got to see you. You might sit down the rest of that half. Let the young boys rock and roll. You might be playing a trash-ass team. Yo, I'm going to let Little Mike go in and do your thing. Yo, you crazy. You can't even stop it.
Why you sitting on the bench?
You know what I'm saying? Why you sitting on the bench?
But they got the fans.
Halftime, we in the locker room warming up, going through it, because we know why. We got to go back out there for this next 3-4 minutes in the beginning of the third quarter, no matter what the score is, and let the young boys take it on home. Now, guess what? You took your pictures. You know what I'm saying?
Right, you could say you
You know
saw.
what I'm saying? You got the dude in the
guy
background
play, your
making an
favorite
action
player
move instead of him dressed like this or in a Scully or in a Scully and sunglasses on a bench eating or something like that. Like, you ain't paid. Man, why you eating when I'm eating?
We should not be doing the same thing.
Yeah, man, you should be out there dunking on fool's head, man.
Did you watch that Cat Williams interview? What'd you think? Your thoughts? No, don't fiddle with that.
What interview?
Oh, you hadn't heard? Okay, even better. Cat Williams, a popular comedian, went on Shannon Sharp. He used to play football for the Broncos, the Denver Broncos.
Who was that?
Tight end, very good one.
Who are the Denver Broncos? Yo, it was wild, but
I would say you might be the only person in the country who was not.
who don't know.
I was at the grocery store, and while a nigga just walking around just doing his shopping, he just playing it on his phone. And I was like, they on the Faison Love part. I know exactly what part they on. Like that's how big this has gotten. But you say you ain't heard. You say you didn't.
Yo.
Yeah.
Hey, but you know what it is though. Cat's mad at him for telling the truth, obviously. You know what I'm saying? Just think about that though, man. A lot of the things that he said, he went at niggas' necks. He went right at their neck, yo. I ain't saying nothing indirectly. I'm saying your name. I'm surprised he ain't give out Social Security numbers and everything.
More or less,
Like,
yeah. Hold up a picture.
But I mean, some of it could be true. Some of it is what I've been saying for a while, as far as like, with my opinion, from some of the things he was saying with that whole Medea character. I'm like, don't get me wrong. Tyler Perry has done great things for the Black acting community. With the movies that he's done, the actors and actresses that he's worked with, won multiple awards, this and that. He definitely put his stamp on the game, no doubt about it, as a director. But my thing is like, man, dude can't act out of dress, yo. like, have you, that Alex Cross movie? You seen that?
He was the cop. I've seen enough clips to be like, I don't think I need to see that.
I tried to give him,
It wasn't for
like,
you.
all right, let me check him out. He not playing none of the Medea funny comedy shit now. He trying to be a real. Let me check him out, right?
Wasn't for you.
I'm like, yo, y'all should have brought Morgan Freeman back.
Hey, dead ass.
Man, on everything, he should have brought Morgan Freeman. He's a better director than he is an actor, in my opinion. But
that's fair.
A lot of other shit that Cat Williams is saying, though, I don't know, because that's not my world, but I think most of it, from what I see from a fan perspective of looking outside in that comedy world, especially when he talked about, said the way that shit line up and how cats be stealing jokes, and then it's crazy.
Yeah.
Because I looked at a joint the other day, you had reiterated something about, on the interview, when you told me you listened to it all, on the interview, you said him and Mark Curry. Mark, that's my man too. And just so happened to see a skit when Mark Curry was talking about Steve Harvey taking some of his jokes.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, whoa. I was like, man, they be beat biting, dope style taking in comedy?
It's dirty game, man. And that's apparently, maybe that's what I learned. Like, as an outsider, I knew, if you got a good joke, somebody gonna steal it. But I didn't think, and I think that's what Cat was saying, Cedric thought he was some no-name. He just thought you was I could just take your joke, what you gonna do about it? It was Cat fucking Williams. Like, of course he gonna remember. He said he wouldn't even brought nothing up about it if Cedric didn't go on Shannon's show and bring it up. So Cat, I feel like he was only really getting back at people that either brought up his name first or was lying. Like, he was going to Ricky Smiley, was going at what'd you think the Kevin Hart stuff? He a Philly guy.
Yo, I seen one little joint, he told Kev, talking about a $5 million bet. Talking about, he was like, we could meet in a boxing ring. He was like, we could meet on stage and go joke for joke. You get a mic, I get a mic. We can meet on a basketball court. He's like, wherever. He's like, I'm putting it up $5 million. I'm going to be in your home city filming my special. And I was like, oh, that was cold-blooded.
You know
Real Rick James like.
You know he doing the tour now, and you know who's opening up for him? It's starting in Philly. Torrey Hart, Kevin Hart's ex-wife.
Cold-blooded.
He playing chess,
cold.
man. He moving different.
That's cold, yeah. Oh, yeah, he moving different, dog. I ain't mad at him, though. I mean, I kind of see that situation. Like, remember when motherfuckers was fucking with Kwame Brown, and Kwame started spitting out and saying facts about a whole bunch of people coming back at him.
Right.
You see how fast that shit died?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. I think, man, Cat.
Did you know Kwame was like that?
What, as far as?
Like the person that he had to show.
Oh yeah, that was my teammate for about like 2 years. Yeah, Kwame. No, but see, that's the thing. You don't poke the bear. Kwame he was a cool dude, laid back, you know, in his own
Where'd y'all
world.
play together?
In Detroit.
Damn, okay, I didn't remember him.
In his own world, you know, good dude, yo.
Yeah.
Good dude. I fucks with him.
If you don't poke the bear.
They left him alone. So obviously he what? Some of the shit he was saying had to been the truth. Because if not, I'm going to sit up here and, you know what I'm saying, come at you, dispute you about the things you said. Like, hold up, dog. No, you ain't going to say that bullshit about me.
Right.
No, I'm going to dispute you with it. But
did you ever see anybody try him or poke the bear when you play with him?
No, not like that. No, not like that. But that shit, what you think about that Cat Williams? What you think? Was he saying the truth? Was he talking out the side of his neck? I mean, that's more your world than mine.
Is it? What's my world?
I mean, you know, just being in that big spotlight with all the ha-has and he-he's, you know. You more social media than me, though.
I don't know. You be on the gram slick.
No.
You like to play like you don't, but it's fine. No, I think Cat, I mean, he a master, one, of the English language, just the way he tells any kind of story. He's, I mean, one of the best for a reason. But I feel like he embellishes on the stuff that we want to laugh at. Like, he said he was reading 3,000 books a day and could run a 4.1 40-yard dash, like, today. I don't know if you seen him running in the episode of Atlanta, the 4.1 might not be a stretch.
Well,
like, I don't know him as a liar.
I mean, I run a 4.39 40 at 49, so.
Like, right now, we can put you out there and you run a 4.39.
Come on.
Okay, listen,
4.39 40 at 49.
Okay. You got to get it to under 4.3 for 50.
Oh, that's easy.
Oh,
what?
Okay.
Telling you, 4.39 in the 40. That's your boy. So I told Cat, yeah, he probably could run because, you know, he's a little smaller, you know, he's a little more nimble.
Agile. You think you could beat him in a race?
Hell no.
He be moving.
Hell no, I couldn't beat him. I already know that. No, you know it'd be a good race, though, to see Cat and Gilly go. Because Gilly a little fast. Gilly the kid a little fast motherfucker, too, yo.
Who you got your money on?
I don't know. That'll be. I'm gonna have to say Gilly because that's Philly, but I don't know. That should be tough.
I gotta go Cat, man. Cat, he got straight line speed. Like, I want to see Cat Williams like return a kick.
Hey,
96 yards to the house.
We seen it already.
Right.
When he in one scene in Friday After Next when he ran up out the house.
Yeah.
We see.
Took off.
I think he was
Cat
really running that for real.
Nah, Cat, athlete. I think I'd probably take Cat in that.
That'd be a good one, for sure.
Why did Mark Cuban just sell a majority stake in the Mavericks?
Yeah, he knows something.
He knows something.
I'm with you with that one.
That we do not.
Yeah.
Because I feel like otherwise, I thought the prices were just going up and up and up.
Mm-hmm.
The team's playing well. Luka's 24, 5, like crazy young. I thought you'd at least ride that out. But he knows something coming down the pipeline to where he was like, The man
sold broadcast.com for how many billions of dollars? At its peak, the man sells, he's very shrewd as a business person and is known for selling things at their peak. And when it comes to the league right now and creating storylines and where the league is headed as far as the TV money that funds everything, I think that well is gonna dry up. I think ESPN, as we know, is dead or dying, depending on your definition of where they're at. And Turner is, I don't think there's been a blank check for the NBA from those two companies for a long time, and I don't think that's going to continue.
That's where I guess, as a fan, that's where I thought it was just on the up and up. They would only go that way, and even with I've heard like NBC wants to get back in, Amazon definitely wants to get in, whatever new platforms. I thought that would continue to run the check up, but it just doesn't seem like it's going that way. Really,
it could. I mean,
it will
still very well at some
eventually,
point. Right.
With the TV deal, because they saying at least. So this last TV deal was, I think, worth $1 billion, and so they saying this next TV deal in the next couple of years is going to be like $3 billion.
Right, yeah.
No, it's. I mean,
even more. That's even more ridiculous because now you're talking
billions.
About what the contract's going to look like 3-year, $185 million. You know,
this guy's getting. I think who just signed? Jaylen Brown. I think the last year of his deal is going to hit like $70 million, and that's the NBA. Whatever the next broadcasting deal hadn't even hit yet. So
and a lot of them cats going to be getting paid. That 12th, 13th man who don't really play and he barely practice, he going to be making about $15-20 million a year.
So it ends after the 24-25 season. The NFL got $113 billion for theirs. This article says the NBA is eyeing $75 billion for theirs. But if it's going, like also the Bucks owner recently sold, they just won a championship. Giannis resigned, and he got out of town too. So
I just don't.
It's like, what do they know?
The NBA knows that most of its fans don't consume the product via television, right? The ratings from. I've not looked at the ratings. We can Google that. Just NBA ratings for the last couple of years. Yeah. I think they've continued to slip, and they'll continue to slip more and more.
Yeah.
Because the product is, I mean, there's all these amazing players, but they're
watered down.
The product is watered down. They're trying to create. If they're using referees to create storylines, you're desperate.
Well, the in-season tournament, I think that's the thing. But I think the crazy colors on the court was also part of it. Like, we just need people talking about it.
And that almost got a lot of guys hurt because that floor was so slick. You know, that's like putting a fat head down there on that floor. It was so slick. Put a little bit of water down or some sweat. Guys definitely slip and slide.
I'll say that this from Forbes says the tournament games for the in-season tournament was a 26% increase from games played during the same time last year, and the locally broadcast games were up 20%. So it worked. So we can call it a gimmick, but it seemed year one at least it worked.
Yeah, but I mean, that's because it fooled the people, and they also had to probably end up paying for the shit on the other end of it from the media side. Because, again, my thing about this in-season tournament shit, you got to play these teams anyway.
Right.
So how you just going to try to rearrange or say something different just so we going to try to make some more money? No, I got to play you 4 times a year anyway because you in my division. You know what I'm saying? I got to play you twice a year because you on the West Coast. You got to play them anyway. I don't care how you want to mix it up. Like, all right, let's take this one team from the Central Division, match them with 3 teams from the East Coast Division. Take this one team from the East Coast, match them with 3 against the South Division. Like, no.
Well, it's still Eastern versus Western. I thought that would be a way to maybe you play some different teams, or maybe you play a Western team more than just that once. Like you had one chance to see LeBron James.
It could have been like that.
Yeah.
But
what do you think it will? I don't think it's going away. And I think they're definitely going to add some more wrinkles. What do we think?
I'm pretty sure they will.
What do we think the next wrinkles are?
Ain't no telling. Could be some circus shit.
Add a 4-pointer.
Yeah.
I do think there is. Like, I don't think the NBA is going to stop adding gimmicks. I think they'll continue to up the ante when it comes to gimmicks, and you can't blame them. I mean, the MLB has 162 games. The NBA has 82 games.
Mm-hmm.
The beauty of the NFL is every game matters so much. Mm-hmm. Basketball and baseball have a problem. And baseball ratings, I believe, and in-stadium attendance numbers were actually really good this year.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to basketball and the fact that you're really watching for those highlights, for those few moments in the game that are just otherworldly when it comes to athleticism and things that you guys can do that
Right.
no other humans can, and you can consume that on social media after. I think there's just this really interesting problem that the leagues have, and Mark Cuban's selling has really opened up my eyes to the fact that the NBA and the TV money might be dwindling.
Yeah, it's something. It's something they ain't saying.
Did you ever play for Tibbs?
Yeah, I played for Tibbs. He was the defensive coach when I was in Boston.
How was that?
I mean, it was cool. He came up with some good defensive schemes. But I mean, that was about it. That's what he does. That's him. Yeah, he's I think he hangs his hat more on defense than anything.
Like personnel, talking to guys, keeping his word, doing what they don't. No.
Now that part, that motherfucker ain't doing. He ain't keeping his word with shit.
About what?
He'll talk to you. He'll talk to you about the defensive scheme to try to stop, the shooter or the big man or some shit like that. But yeah, no, he's the coach. He's the NBA coach. The majority of them motherfuckers don't keep their word.
What didn't he keep his word about with you?
Oh, so we just lost game fucking 7 to the Lakers. And I found, this is me personally, I found it to be a problem that even though the owners gave them permission or whatever, but here it is, we fighting to win a chip and you trying to line another gig up. This year ain't even finished yet. I could see if, we was a shitty team
right.
And
season over.
We ain't go to the playoffs, season over. All right, yeah, dog, but we in a chip.
Right.
We deep in the playoffs too. We like game 5 or some shit when 5 or 6 when he gets named the coach of the Bulls. And so it was like, all right. So, we in there. We end up losing game 7. So, it was all locker room talk the way I saw it. He hit me with the whole, hey, yeah, if you ever need anything, I'm here, this and that, da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, all right, cool. A couple years later, before I went to New York to finish out my career, Tibbs was in Chicago. And that's when I think D Rose was on that team. Rip had got traded to that team. Yup, Joe King, that's my man right there. Joe King Noah, that's my guy.
Yeah.
He was there. Tosh Gibson was there.
Luol Deng.
Yup, that team.
Okay.
And so, I called Rip like, yo, I'm like, man, I see y'all need some help in the middle, this and that. I'm like, shit, I'm only 1 year removed from the game, so I know I still can hold my weight.
This is after the Knicks season.
No, this is before I even got to the Knicks.
Oh, okay, my bad.
So, so Rip was like, word, he was like, yeah, man, I'm telling the same thing. So Rip said he told him, and then, boom, that following year, when I was in New York, so now, before the game, motherfuckers talking on the sidelines and, while we shooting and shit. So I see D Rose and Taj, and they like, yeah, man, like, no, man, that shit would have been lovely if you would have came. Rip was telling him, and Tibbs was like, okay, and just brushing everything off. And I was like, oh, yeah. I was like, wait till I see this motherfucker right here. I'm like, yeah, if you didn't mean what you said, then don't say it.
You shouldn't have said it, right?
Yeah, don't say it. Because here's the thing. All you did, in my eyes, make yourself look bad. I wasn't asking you to come to Chicago as far as when you got the job, game 7, we in the locker room. I ain't say nothing, Tibbs, bring me to Chicago with you.
Help me out, brother.
Yeah, no, it wasn't none of that. Right. It was a joint, okay, I see y'all need some help. And then shit, the league minimum, veteran minimum too, wasn't a lot. But it is what it is.
What is it?
I don't fuck with him neither.
Can we broker that piece or no?
Fuck that piece. Fuck him too.
Okay.
I seen him after that. Yeah, you get the foul look, the dirty look. I don't fuck with you. No.
Does he say anything to you?
He tried one time.
Where was this at?
It was out in Cali. I was working with this one agency, and we had a pro day for a lot of the young guys that we were working out. And who was he with at the time? I think he might have still been with Chicago. if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
he was with them for a minute.
And so, we working our guys out and this and that. And so afterwards, it's more of somewhat of a quick little mingling session amongst the scouts, the coaches who there, and it was myself, and I had 2 other dudes with me. And so, the coaches is talking to everybody, and I see him, and then he want to try to shake my hand. Fuck out of here, bitch.
You ain't shake his hand, man?
Nah, I ain't for that. I don't do all that fake shit.
Did you say anything to him, or he knew?
My look said it all. The look said it all.
So if you see him today, it's the same energy?
The same fucking thing. If I go up to the fucking garden and I'm sitting, you know how they got them seats right next to the bench? I'll sit right there in one of them motherfucking seats.
Tim, we need seats.
And won't say, not netta.
Call out his plays. Say what bullshit he about to run.
Oh, that's why they struggle on offense. He's not an offensive dude.
Yeah, y'all defense.
He's not an offensive dude. I give it to him. He's a good defensive mind.
For sure.
But yeah, he's not an offensive dude. At all.
You think that's something that can be learned, or you just got it or you don't?
I think you got to go one or the other.
Like pick a...
Yep, you either got to pick offense or you got to pick defense. That's why, most coaches have assistant coaches, because that assistant coach is going to be opposite of you.
Right, your offensive coordinator, if you're a defensive-minded guy.
Or if you ain't neither-minded, shit, you going to hire somebody for offense and defense.
Can that work? If you like the morale guy.
It has worked.
Rally the troops guy.
It has worked.
Yeah.
It has worked in times with, previous times with teams.
You think it could work on a team you play for?
Anything's possible.
Another young boy, that same draft actually. What are your thoughts with Zion right now? Just what we're seeing from him.
Good talent, but yeah, big fella struggling.
Why do you think that is?
I mean, it's the weight thing. Once he got injured, and it just so happened to be a lower extremity with the knee or his ankle. I can't remember which one it was, but it kept him out for a while. And that's when he put that weight on. And now it's hard for him to get it off. You know what I'm saying? You can see it. Like I see it from the way that he runs.
What do you mean?
When he was at Duke, and I watched him play against Carolina and stuff, and
he was fly up and down that court, man.
But now he got to give me the hop. He get the rebound. It's
like you got to kind of get it going.
Yeah, like that 57 Chevy. So to me, that tells me something's wrong right there. Either it's going to be the back, knee, or ankle dealing with that weight. Because, I mean, we've all had it happen. Like, when I put too much weight on before, like, shit, yeah, my back was hurting. My knees was hurting. Like, all right, that shit, let me get my ass up on this treadmill here.
Did you ever have a teammate be like, hey, fat ass, like, will you get it together? Or a coach, or...
One time.
Bill Ellerby.
No. No, it was during a lockout. And when I was playing in Portland, I had gained weight. I blew up to 282. But it was all water weight.
What'd you play at?
My playing weight regular season was in Detroit it was 265, playoffs 255. And in Portland, my playing weight was regular season 255 and playoffs it was 245. As I got older, just naturally just putting on more pounds.
So how'd you get in the playoff shape? You like, when would you start getting in playoff shape?
Like 2 weeks left in the regular season, 2 or 3 weeks left in the regular season, excuse me. Yeah, just extra running. You doing extra conditioning, running extra drills with the young boys, because coach got them out there doing the shit. You in the sauna a little bit more. You cut your drinking down or off. And
down from what? Ballpark it.
I'm just thankful that my liver and kidneys are still functional. All right? That's including college, bro. But yeah, it's pretty much was water weight. You know, because the food didn't stay on too long because we was running at least 30 miles a week. So it was all water weight from the liquor, the sugar that was added. I was like,
Did you ever drink during a game?
hell no.
Before a game?
Hell no. I can't do that.
You ever seen guys or known a guy playing off?
Well, and back in the day, I've heard of guys like this is before I got into the NBA though. I've heard of guys that used to take a couple shots or a couple brews before the game. I'm like, I can't do that.
That's kind of crazy, no?
That man.
That's what I mean. Like the guys now are not taking. I don't think they doing.
I hope they not.
My God, I hope they not.
Now the night before is something different, and you hung over. That's something different.
That's par for the course.
Ooh, no. I hope nobody is drinking.
Your boy, Glenn, the only doctor in the NBA, Rivers, is now back in the NBA. He was an ESPN analyst. He is now the head coach of the Milwaukee Bucks after they fired Adrian Griffin. 43 games into his tenure. They were 30-13. They were second in the Eastern Conference.
I think he has the third shortest tenure in NBA history.
That's not history you want to have.
No, it's not.
Bright side, he might go out with like the highest all-time winning percentage of a coach ever.
Fact. But I don't think that's gonna get him another gig.
Well, that lets him have that record forever.
Fact. Oh no, fact.
So what? First, let's talk from the Bucks side. What do we think of them getting rid of a coach?
Man,
40 games in when they're doing record-wise, things are going well.
So here we are. We on the outside looking in.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? So no, we don't know the whole ins and outs on what happened with that whole ordeal, but it's fucking surprising, B. Like. So when I could see if they was 13-30, all right, we're not headed in the right direction.
Out of there.
We gotta get. But you winning, you got a winning record. You winning. You second in the East. You know you are in top 5 stats when it comes to offensive statistics. But I think their biggest thing, they was giving up. They was averaging like anywhere between like 98 and 102 points as far as giving up each game.
Oh, worse. I think they were in the 20s defensively. It was not going well like defensively.
You can't win like that. So, but I don't know if that's the only reason that they got rid of. I don't know. I don't know what happened, dog. But the shit is I'm just flabbergasted.
Well, the thing I would say is, again, it's his first year, but the team, when he was hired, they still had Drew Holiday.
Word.
You know what I'm saying?
Word.
So I feel like he was hired to coach maybe the defensive system he had in his mind.
Could have, because he was there for a couple years before he became the coach.
So it was supposed to be like, okay, we're keeping the same Giannis, Middleton, Drew Holiday. Can you like reinvigorate our core? And then you immediately trade one of the core members. Middleton has been bouncing back from injury. He looks good now, but it's been a process.
Yeah, been fighting injury.
Yeah, Giannis is Giannis. But I feel like, how do you hire a guy for one system, completely flip it? You give him Damian Lillard and Malik Beasley, and it's like, yeah, y'all giving up a lot of points. Those are not great defense. With respect to what they do well on the court. Dame and Malik Beasley are not great defenders.
Fact, I agree.
So how you put that on a guy 40 games in?
Man, I don't know. Somehow, some way they did, and they got his ass up out of there. You know, again, we don't know all the ins and outs. I'm pretty sure it was something else. It was something else that happened,
right?
You know, in that office that we don't know about, probably won't know about for a while,
right?
Until it comes out. But yeah, it's just too ironic. And then the crazy thing about it, not only do you fire the dude, within the same day you fire him, 6-7 hours later you hire another coach.
It was the same press release. It was like, hey,
buy
Adrian Griffin while we have your ear. Doc Rivers is also the new coach.
Like, come on. It's something slimy. It's something sneaky. It's some backstabbing shit in that, though.
You know, it was consulting. They say Doc was consulting with the Bucks.
Man, if that's the truth with it, it sounds like a setup.
What you mean?
I mean, what you mean? It sounds like a setup. Yo, so if we was in that world, in that game, you know what I'm saying, I give you some dope. Be like, oh yeah, here, Ty, you know, you good right here on this corner. That's all you. As soon as I give you that dope, I go down the street and call the police. Hey, yeah, this is a young brother out there with some glasses. He has an Atlanta Braves hat on, and
Damn.
he's selling dope. And then next thing you know, whoop, whoop. You like, ah, shit, like, what the hell is going on? And then I just move right there where you at. You got 2 for 5, 2 for 5, red top, blue top,
Job opener.
dog. And it's just kind of strange, man. It sounds strange to me. I'll just say that. I'll leave it at that because, again, I don't know the ins and outs on the owner's decisions to fire him. So it just sounds strange as fuck to me, dog.
You know they're paying 3 coaches right now? Because, again, they fired Mike Budenholzer to bring in Adrian Griffin. They fired Adrian Griffin now to bring in Doc Rivers. So you paying 3 head coaches, and one of them is Doc Rivers. I feel like that's my biggest gripe personally with this.
Let's see what his contract will be for.
Doc,
Let's see what it'll be for.
it was going to be enough. He stepped out of TV rather easily.
I mean, that TV wasn't nothing.
Why you
That's
say that?
how he got the gig, though. That's the way to get a head coaching gig. Become a TV commentator.
Why?
Because I have the power. I could be like writing on my iPad and this and that like this, and it's showing up on the screen. And oh look, if he would have set the screen here, go around, and he had the shot here, the other man got a box out, and they showing it on TV. You got an owner or GM somewhere like, damn, that sounds
smart.
good. What he's saying, yeah, if we got this,
I would look smart if I hired him.
And then next thing you know, you got that guy, that same former coach who was commentating. Now he's going to new positions. He ain't the first. He won't be the last.
For sure. How do we think he's going to do in that new position? You've played for him.
I don't. You with some more real dogs, and now you ain't got that offense and defensive coordinator. So we're gonna see. I don't know. I think Karma gonna come in and play his part, but I can't see them. Because now you got to do a whole new system in
on the
middle
fly
of the season. Like, that's hard. And then what if they don't pick his system up?
What is his system?
I mean, I'm saying like every coach has their own system. You know, some coaches like, hey, look, we're going to get up all these threes. Some coaches like, look, we not going to take our shot, pass the ball around, move defense side to side, and then shoot. You know, every coach has their own system, transition. I like playing half court, post the big man up, whatever the case may be. You know, every coach has their system. What if they don't pick his system up? Then what?
I feel like, well, the thing with Adrian Griffin, we heard one, I think it was right before the season, the Terry Stotts thing. Terry Stotts, one of his lead assistants.
Yeah.
Apparently they had, some kind of disagreement in a practice. He just fuck this shit. Like, I'm not here to work through it. I am out of here.
Fact.
That felt like kind of a red flag. You know what I mean? But then also, like, a few games in, the players have to come to Adrian Griffin. They're asking him about his defensive scheme. So as a player, as a player, if you see a coach has a scheme that's not working, how long do you give it to? It's like, okay, let's see what he got going on versus, okay, this ain't gonna work.
That shit, probably a couple possessions.
Do you know?
It ain't even a game, it's a couple possessions.
And you just know.
Oh yeah, we know for sure. Cause then that's when if you got a good team, good veteran team, that's when we're gonna come together ourselves. Like, we're gonna have a timeout. He like, oh yeah, you gotta play like this. All right. So right before we break from commercial, when we all leaning on the scoring table and all that shit, that's when we gonna come up with our own shit. Hey, like, man, that bullshit ain't working. Look, hey, force this cat baseline. Then that way you got the help coming from the top. If you try to get in front of them, they won't be able to pass it back. Blase,
What's up, everyone? It's Tyler. If you use promo code SHEED, new customers compare picks with NBA players that have higher than 1 point. All they have to do is score 1 point to win. This is the easiest way to make money on Underdog, so make sure you sign up with code SHEED to take advantage and win some money.